The other thing that strikes me is that a woman has to make herself a victim to be popular, and I find that really troubling.
All right,
she's more popular when she's a victim.
Well,
They have a couple of pushes they're doing right now. One is to humanize her. This is a very important thing. They're doing it through the Sopranos ad, through the video, through everything. And the other is women. I mean, they've made a serious decision that they need to be the dominating force in the women's vote to win this election.
Is there any one thing you do to unwind that would surprise us? A friend of mine said, learn how to do deep breathing. Yeah. No, seriously, take those breaths in, let them out. I've never done that before. And it actually, it kind of relaxes you.
I could hardly breathe. Gulping for air, I started crying and yelling at him. What do you mean? What are you saying? Why did you lie to me? I was furious and getting more so by the second. Couldn't believe what I was hearing.
She said she had no idea her old man was running around on her. I remember thinking, really? I'm pretty sure you're not smart enough to be my president, because that is a massive Macy's balloon-sized tea leaf that you failed to read there, honey.
I ordered for the table.
No onion rings?
I'm looking out for you.
What is important is Hillary savaging the women that he was with.
To help you and other people who are hardworking like you.
She was just holding on to my hand. She didn't, because I had started to turn away from her, and she held on to my hand. And she said, do you understand everything that you do? I mean, cold chills went up my spine. That's the first time I became afraid of that woman.
Which raises a very interesting question about her feminism, as she even goes so far. Betsy Wright, his chief of staff, talks about how she hired her own law firm to represent some of the women accused of being with Bill, and Hillary, Webb Hubbell, and Vince Foster, the person she is closest to, interrogated the women and got statements from
the fact that she would be participating in what is portrayed by Carl Bernstein as an effort to shut up witnesses against the president.
And all of the issues.
How's the campaign going?
Well, like you always say, focus on the good times.
So what's the winning song?
You'll see.
My money's on Smash Mouth.
He starts to bite on my top lip, and I try to pull away from him. And then he forces me down on the bed.
I want honest, experienced, hardworking, patriotic people who want to be part of a team, the American team.
I tried and I failed to get bin Laden, and I did everything I could.
Former president seems to be able to deny facts with impunity.
You're saying that Bill Clinton raped you?
Yes.
And you have there's no doubt in your mind that that's what happened?
No doubt whatsoever.
Bin Laden is alive today because Mr. Clinton, Mr. Sandy Berger, and Mr. Richard Clark refused to kill him. That's the bottom line.
I'm afraid of that woman.
Everybody in America wants to know how it's going to end.
Ready?
You know, the job which we should have done, which should have been our primary focus, to find, bin Laden.
Mr. bin Laden used to live in Sudan. He was expelled from Saudi Arabia in 91, and he went to Sudan. And we did it. They released him. At the time, 96, he had committed no crime against America, so I did not bring him here because we had no basis on which to hold him. Though we knew he wanted to commit crimes against America. I did not bring him here, though we knew he wanted to commit crimes against America.
Secretary of State Madeleine Albright said, well, if we bomb Afghanistan now, it's not a good time to bomb Muslims. It'll essentially blow up the Middle East peace process and doom any chances President Clinton has of winning the Nobel Prize for Peace.
I was delighted when Jimmy Carter won the Nobel Peace Prize because I thought he earned it, and I thought it was great
because he got it as much for what he did after office as when he was in office.
Bill Clinton is still campaigning for the Nobel Peace Prize.
I remember exactly what happened. Bruce Lindsay said to me on the phone, "We'll guide a second plane has hit the tower." And I said, "Bin Laden did this." That's the first thing I said. He said, "How can you be sure?" I said, "Because only Bin Laden and the Iranians could set up a network to do this. And they wouldn't do it because they have a country and targets. Bin Laden did."
Did you also think at the same time we came pretty close to getting them?
Yeah. I thought that my virtual recession was well placed, and I was full of regret that I didn't get him. I mean, I immediately thought that he had done it. I always ask the same question for 8 years. Can we kill him tomorrow?
Bin Laden is alive today because Mr. Clinton, Mr. Sandy Berger, and Mr. Richard Clark refused to kill him. That's the bottom line.